As it's me, it's Queen Oseteru, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. So, after the last couple days of videos, I've gotten a lot of messages from my Aquarius. And my Aquarius want to know two things. Well, it's actually one question, but it has two parts to it. They want to know, how can they be vulnerable enough to love again, and at the same time protect themselves, at the same time have healthy boundaries. And I'm not surprised that this question comes from Aquarius because that's, of course, going to be the first thing we think. Like, whoa, how do we keep ourselves safe here? So, I need a definition. So we're going to get us a definition and talk about both parts of this, the vulnerable part and the boundaries part. First of all, let's discuss, what does it mean to be vulnerable? Okay? According to the internet, vulnerability means you're comfortable opening up to other people. You're willing to look someone in the eye and spill your soul. Vulnerability means you care deeply about things. So, did you hear what they said? Willing. Vulnerability is about willingness. It's not saying that you're going to go and be comfortable opening up with all people. What it's saying is that you're willing to, if you meet someone who deserves it. You see that? It's not saying that you're just going to let anybody in the door. You're going to just unlock your door and just leave your money all over, just spread it around on the floor. It's saying that you're willing to do these things. You're willing to let someone in. You're willing to be open. You're willing to be honest. You're willing to talk about your history, your future, your present. You're willing to let that person in. Not to say that everybody coming in. That's where the boundary part is. Everybody not coming in. But for those that you deem worthy to come in, that you're willing to spill your soul, that you're willing to care deeply about this person, that you're willing to grow with this person, you're willing to forgive this person, you're willing to go through growing pains with this person. That's what it's saying. Because this is only a problem when you meet someone you want to be vulnerable for. Like, one of my Aquarius has met someone, but it's like, why can't I let her in? I'm just, he's like stuttering. He's like, I don't know what to do. I'm like, I'm what? You're what? He's like, I'm scared. I'm like, aha. Exactly. As you should be. Nobody said you're not going to be afraid. They just said you're willing. So if you met someone that's great and you're willing, now it's time to open up. You see. But I'm going to tell you, you can't come to this space until you're healed. You can't come to this space until you've healed from the things that have happened in the past. So part of any exercise in falling in love, moving forward, meeting a mate, a life partner, part of it initially is healing from the past. Most people, when I look at their cards, they have emotional blockages. And not everybody, but a lot of them are from, like, hurt from parents, hurt from ex-lovers, hurt from kids, disappointments, things that didn't go right. And I'm looking and I'm like, these things have to be healed. They're blockages to your flow from your heart. So the first thing is to heal what hurts, heal what's wounded. Then you can go down this road of maybe meeting somebody spectacular and slowly opening up, slowly being willing to be vulnerable. So what does this mean for part two when it comes to boundaries? Well, you're still going to have boundaries. Even if we're going to get a definition of boundaries. Even if you're vulnerable, you're still going to maintain your boundaries. Okay? You're open, you care deeply, but you're not going to sabotage the boundaries that you need to create. Why? Because of the boundary, according to the definition, is the limit of a subject or principle. So it's the limit. This is my boundary. I love you unconditionally. I care. I'm vulnerable with you, but I have a boundary. Everybody should have healthy boundaries. Vulnerability and boundaries are not opposite of each other, they work together. They're part of a relationship package. You come with vulnerability, you come with boundaries, you come with limitations, you come with history, you come with all kind of things. So you're going to come with them with those same boundaries, but now that you're vulnerable, some of your boundaries may change, but certain ones are always going to be there. For example, if you meet a beautiful person and you're now vulnerable to them, you're opening up to them, you're talking to them, you're spilling your soul to them. Now, mind you, you didn't do this right away. You've done your healing process and you've met this person, you've gotten to know them, and you feel like you can trust them. You've come to this space with them. So your boundary is still there. There's gonna be a limit, right? If you fall in love with this person and you guys are kicking it and you move in together and all of a sudden out of the clear blue sky, they stop working. Okay, so you're vulnerable, you're in it, you're in the relationship, and you like, whoa, like what just happened? There's a boundary to that. You are going to put up with the situation and work through the situation with them to a certain limit. That boundary is still present. Because I know for me, you got like 6 months to figure something out, and we're going to have some real major issues. Because for me, financial stability is not for play. It is not a game. So we need to be on top of that. Yes, I'm vulnerable in this relationship. Yes, I'm open to this person. Yes, I care deeply about this person. But my boundary is not to let me ever care more about someone else than myself. See, that's my personal boundary. I'm not going to care about anybody more than I care about me, because I've done that before and that doesn't work. You have to love yourself first. So I'm not going to let you mess up my stability. I don't care how vulnerable I am. My boundary still stands. You see what I mean? And lots of you have other boundaries that are still going to stand, regardless if you're vulnerable to the person or not. And remember, the first part of vulnerability is just a willingness. It's just being willing. It's not even doing it. My Aquarius are like, vulnerable? What do you mean? They're like clutching their pearls. And I'm like, you have to be willing. I'm not saying do anything today. You just have to be willing. And if me asking you to be willing is scary, it just means you're not ready. It's not bad. It just means you're not ready for vulnerability yet. It means that you still have some more healing to do before you're going to come to a space where you're ready to open up to another person. So continue your healing work, and when you're ready, it'll happen. That's it. That's all. You see? The work is the hard part. That's the hard part. The hard part is doing the lessons, taking the workshops, saying the prayers, doing the meditations, wearing the crystals, the emotional healing part, talking to the therapist, doing the pictures, painting, whatever your emotional healing thing is. That's the hard part, is doing it, the actual day-to-day, consistent doing of it, you see. The willingness is all you really need. So if you can get through the emotional part, the healing part, then you'll get to the other side, and then the willingness will be there. If the willingness isn't there, it's just not time. So don't rush yourself. Stay right where you are, do what you're doing, and you'll get to the other side. But like I said before, these boundaries are not going to just disappear because you're open and caring about this person. That's exactly the point. They're not supposed to. And if you love yourself, if you learn to properly love yourself before you get into a relationship with another person, you'll know that beforehand. And you'll be able to maintain that once you're vulnerable with the other person. Okay? Aquarius, I hope that helped. I didn't mean to shock you with the word vulnerable, Aquarius. So, guys, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you know somebody who really needs to hear this, please pass this video on to them. Likewise, if you would like to send me a love donation or if you would like to send me a gift, I'll leave my PayPal and I'll leave my Amazon wish list. If you want to get a tarot or a reading done with me, please hit me up for an appointment. Email me. I'll leave my email. You can also contact me on Facebook and Instagram. And please come back because I have a lot more to say. See you later.